had to measure something.
God damn it! We're gonna just start with we're gonna measure stuff. Hey everyone, we're measuring things. Welcome to the Measurement Podcast. I'm your centimeter today. Tim's our inch.
Ha! Crazy. Wow, I guess I am.
We already
Think
know about
my
Tim's
conversions.
18 inches. It's okay.
Gary's
I
gone the
love how it
mile.
keeps getting bigger, Gary. God damn it.
Gary's gone the mile. Hey Gary.
Yeah, I doubt that very much.
Yes!
Life.
Finally.
Anyway, let's start again. Welcome to PlayStation Unchained. I'm your host today, Chili, as we talk about video games for the website psu.com. Go check them out. That's the plug, and that'll do for today. As you can hear, we've got Tim on this week. Hey, Tim.
Hello.
How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, okay.
And
I'm with
Gary.
you guys, so it's cool.
We've got a Gary.
Yo.
And we've
I'm
got
here.
we've got an amazing special guest from Power Picks, aka Digital Fiasco, aka he's an amazing guy, Jack McBastard. Hey,
Jack Furlong, McBastard, thank you.
That's Jack Furlong McBastard.
If we're
How
talking
long is, how long is that for?
It's
in
long.
U.S. units, that's 1/8 of a mile.
Oh,
Oh, wow,
that's
not
so
bad.
long.
How long is a mile?
5,280 feet, which is amazing because I use a metric system here in Canada, so that's the only imperial measurement I know.
What the hell? Dude, we used the crappy one here, where
Yeah,
nothing
what the
makes
hell?
sense.
Yeah, what the hell's wrong with you?
What the hell's wrong with me? Years of Dungeons and Dragons where all they used were feet and miles.
You just like
100%.
rewrote D&D for the metric system.
You use feet and mouths in D&D? I've been playing the wrong games.
Well, back in the day, I mean, they must have changed it in the intervening years, but we're talking like first and second edition.
Oh, I've only played 4E and 5,
Back in the dark times.
which was a Wednesday, by the way.
Which was a Wednesday.
It's a very short, dark time. Hardly bears
Sorry.
mentioning.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
sales dollar issue.
That's an asshole.
Back.
Well, Jack, since you're new, tell us about you and where you're from.
He's brand
Where-
new.
I am brand new. Yes, I'm from Canada. I am. I can juggle. I once shot a man just to watch him die. I mean, I'm not sure what you would need to know.
And he has health care, which is pretty cool.
It's true. That does help. That does help a lot.
Must
Free
be
health
nice,
care.
damn.
Free-ish, but yeah, like the roads are free.
Free enough.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Better than what we have.
Yeah,
Free at last. Lord Almighty.
where I've heard stories that people don't want
yeah,
to
that's a good
phone for ambulances because the ambulances cost too much money.
Hashtag America.
Good Lord.
I love America, but no.
I am in mild like with America, but I'll respect it in the morning.
I am in general disdain for America.
I mean, I enjoy visiting America because it has so many cool people like Gary and Tim.
Well, Gary, yeah.
Oh, thank you, man.
Gary's
It's hard to
pretty
say that without sounding insincere in this context.
cool. We go to great lengths.
We
About a
sure
furlong,
do.
I hear.
Yes.
Yeah. References. I guess we should talk about games because they exist and they come out recently. Anthem. It's coming out this month, but Apex is better. I mean, Anthem. It's coming out this month, and I don't know if any of you guys are excited to play Anthem.
I used to be.
Used to be until you actually played Anthem.
Well,
Is that how it
I've
goes?
had this thing about Anthem where when they first showed it off, I was like, okay, that's not what the game is going to look like, first off.
I think
And-
anyone who believed that's what the game looked like deserves to not want. I don't know. At least it's not
You know-
Puddlegate, okay? Stupid
Oh my God.
Puddlegate.
No, but like, I was very skeptical of it. And then the more they started showing of it with, more trailers and more videos, the more into it I was getting. I was like, this is starting to look really cool. And then I got my hands on it. And then all that cool stuff I couldn't do at all in the game. And then I was spending more time in loading screens than actually playing the game. And then it took me 20 minutes just to figure out how to invite my friends to a party.
No, you didn't figure out, Gary. I had to teach you how to do it.
Yeah, you had to teach
30,000
me.
button combination.
I was basically the tutorial for both Gary and Tim.
Because it was so bad. yeah, it needs so much work in that department.
Tim's like, I can't invite Chili. I can't invite Chili. I'm like, what button you press? And he's like, X. I'm like, yeah, because you have to press L3 for some reason.
Oh shit, my logic. What the shit am I doing?
That seems intuitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is EA. We can't do that.
Yeah, you got to go to the chat menu, scroll down to your friend, and press the L3 button, and then press X. Because
Horrible.
yeah.
Are they afraid you're accidentally going to invite your friend when you don't want them?
Right,
you have to be really sure. You have to turn 2 keys from across the room. Like, what the fuck?
And also,
call
it's
your
parents and ask for permission.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me
like,
of the pharmacy system in 14 when if you're skipping content, because Savage, if you skip the rounds, you can't get loot for that week until reset. If you go into it, it pops up saying, "Are you sure you want to skip? Yes or no?" You click yes.
You had it a minute 18 into the podcast in the pool for the first Final Fantasy 14 reference.
This is actually pretty good. There have been plenty of weeks where it's like, "Hi everybody and welcome to Final Fantasy 14, guys." Let me tell you what.
We're just trying to get into Tim's mind because we got a code for him and he still hasn't used it. Use the code, Tim.
It's the Hearts of Kingdoms that I'm trying to finish right now. I'm such a weeb. Excuse me.
Considering I've only just started the series, and I do mean that quite literally, I've only just started the original Kingdom Hearts. Mm-hmm. What can you tell me about Kingdom Hearts 3 without telling me anything about Kingdom Hearts 3?
Oh, can I answer this?
Spoiling any of the games of the series.
Okay, now
Tim,
when you say not telling you anything, is this like
Tim, I've got the answer.
Or general understanding?
I am a hardcore spoiler-free guy where, say for example, when Red Dead Redemption was on its way out, I went media blackout on it like a month ahead of time. I wouldn't read anything. I didn't want to hear anyone's opinion. I don't give a shit until I play it, I enjoy it, and then whatever.
Respect.
Tim, I have the answer for this. Do you mind if I answer quickly?
Oh,
sure.
Lord.
Darkness.
My old friend.
That's remarkably undescriptive. So thank you, I guess, because that's what I asked for.
From what I've seen of footage, that word is used a lot. So,
okay.
Darkness.
Is it like grim dark? They've entered their emo phase kind of darkness, or is
they never left it? They never left the emo.
Darkness.
Okay.
No, Tim, go ahead and answer.
4 words. Prepare for Disney plugs.
Oh god. Well, I mean that's pretty much par for the course too. So.
There's par for the course, and then there's fucking hole-in-one.
Okay, then how about this? You're familiar with the whole series, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is there any part of the series that is as bad as the Tarzan stage in the first game?
Oh, yes.
Oh, there is? Great. That's a good report.
Yes.
That's great.
How in-depth are you planning to get into this series?
I'm going to play... I purchased the story so far package that's got, like, all of it, essentially.
Yep. So you're going to play all of them then?
That's the theory, yes.
Okay,
In so much as it's in my backlog and I play quote-unquote everything in my backlog. But I've actually started playing it, so that's a good sign.
Okay, the nice thing about that strategy is that you won't have to play 358/2. So the Tarzan episode might be... Yeah, Tarzan World might be the worst one.
Okay, because I was not really good at integral calculus, so I wouldn't be able to solve for that title.
Oh, but that's kind of weird, because even though I'm awful at algebra, calculus was like my bitch.
Okay.
Which makes no sense somehow, but...
Explains everything.
It does.
Yeah, it's about overcomplicating things and finding a way around the weird shit, which is calculus.
Speaking of overcomplicating things and finding the way around the weird shit, weren't we talking about Apex and Anthem a minute ago?
Yeah,
we
but
were.
it's fine.
This is
what
we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what we do.
Why do you think it's called Unchained? If you forget.
I don't know.
Apexes are Unchained around here.
But yes, I was looking forward to Anthem. Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
You're not the
it
only
has nothing
one.
to do with Good Charlotte, so I'm out.
I enjoyed the alpha and I enjoyed the beta. Oh, don't kill me, EA, for saying I enjoyed the alpha. I know I'm not supposed to talk about it still, even though it's like months ago. But with that new game, Apex Legends, I've lost interest. So,
isn't it great how EA loves to compete with itself?
it sure is. Just like Battlefield 5.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. It all goes to my own conspiracy theory about all of it, but
Yeah.
I'll save
Oh.
that for another time.
No, I want to hear.
No. I
You
love
can't
this.
just drop that in.
Talk about it. You won't ever talk about it, Gary. Do it.
Just
This is
do
a
it.
perfect platform.
Yes.
Oh man.
Do it. It's your.
Do
you
it.
have an accuracy to it and a
Don't let-
feasibility. Do it.
Don't let our
Look at
dreams
this.
be dreams.
Gary, are you afraid that you're going to sound stupid? Because that ship has sailed.
Oh, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. Just always in your corner, buddy.
Okay. Such
Does
a
this
great
come down
partner.
to the whole Bioshock thing, or?
Oh, fuck.
For him,
Bioshock
maybe.
is the worst.
No.
I firmly believe
Ugh.
that EA wants Anthem to fail so they can finally shut BioWare down.
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
It
They
does.
have okay, let me put it another way. EA has no problem at all shutting down studios regardless of their performance.
Yeah, I was going to say, if they really wanted to shut it down, they would just shut it down halfway through Anthem. Hell, they
When
would
was
have
the
shut
last
it
time
down
Origin
a
made
week
a game?
before Anthem, so they could just take all
Okay,
the
that
money.
makes sense.
Yeah, what's the last time that Origin made a game? Origin or Westwood or Maxis, like they have no problem at all killing studios.
But look at those studios. All of those studios went on a decline in quality of their games, so they shut them down. What's happening with BioWare now?
Well, debatable. I mean,
Yeah.
Westwood, their last hurrah was Generals, I think it was, and it wasn't a great game, but it wasn't like a huge disaster. Dead Space 3 made a lot of money. It didn't make apparently whatever their targets were to
$10 billion.
some unrealistic Square Enix level of target that it had to
Only
hit.
Square Enix targets when it's a Western company. If it's an actual Japanese company, then it can just sell one copy and they're fine.
It all comes down to their need for multiplayer. BioWare does not do multiplayer well. They did okay with Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, from
Mass
what
Effect-
Ben says.
Mass
Yeah, it
Effect
was
2,
good.
Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, both were really good.
Yeah, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer was the best multiplayer
Oh, wait,
I
no.
played.
Sorry, I'm thinking
But-
Mass Effect 3 and Andromeda. Excuse me. 2 didn't have multiplayer.
Yeah, 2 did have multiplayer.
But they want their games to be multiplayer first, single player second. And BioWare is single player first, multiplayer second.
Or Battlefield Hardline, where single player is second and multiplayer is third.
But didn't Hardline have donuts?
Well, to me, it's
that was first.
to me it's the same thing they did.
Hang on, can we go back a second? Chili, you want to take another crack at that joke?
Well, I thought Hardline had donuts in it. No, I remember in the beta seeing some donuts.
Yeah, it wasn't better the second time. Okay, just checking.
Okay, I wasn't trying to make a joke. I'm making a statement.
Well, maybe the initial premise of having them in the game wasn't funny either because it was a cops and quote-unquote robbers simulator.
Yeah, that was pretty on the nose, really.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
that's
Payday.
all I remember all about that game. So, yeah,
The donuts.
the donuts. Because they looked really good. They made me hungry.
Oh my god. CG food, man. It's over the top now.
That's going to be my my rapper name.
CG food.
CG food.
Over the top.
That too. Just
FUD.
arm wrestling everywhere.
Yes.
Oh,
So Anthem, not so great.
not
Hashtag.
the best.
Yeah,
No.
I've heard a lot of mixed reactions to it, and I'm not really keen on getting into another game as a service game. So, not surprised.
But I will plug my friend's YouTube channel for Anthem, Work to Game. He's really excited for Anthem, and I do recommend checking out his Anthem podcast on his YouTube channel, Work to Game.
Maybe you should have plugged him before we set about tearing down Anthem.
If they're a fan of it, they'll skip it.
I suppose that's true.
But Ben, there's a reason you brought Anthem up,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yes, because EA also now has a free-to-play battle royale, power ability, every marketing word you can think of shooter with loot boxes, and eventually battle pass as well, probably. Apex Legends. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yes.
It's the apex. Throw all your hands up.
Apparently, it's now got a player count that's gone past 2 million, And
thought it had
doubles
10 million.
Fortnite viewers.
Yeah,
Apparently.
10 million. It's 10
Is
million.
it 10 million now?
Yeah,
Oh my
10
good
million.
Lord. Okay.
One or
10
two.
million. And I think
more than
it's
four.
2 million concurrent players at a
Yeah,
time.
2 million concurrent,
could be-
10 million, 10 million altogether, I think.
That's insane.
Yeah. And I've been one of... Though, I'll admit, though, one thing they've got to improve is the skins. All the skins look kind of ugly, so...
Yeah, if you got money, you better put some effort into those skins, boy.
I mean, no, I haven't actually spent any money on the game myself. Well, I spent a little bit of money.
I was kind of a
Oh.
chunky kid, so I always wanted to play shirts. I could never be on the skins team.
What's
Well,
that,
you
Jack?
could.
No, I never had the confidence. I guess
Oh.
that's the issue.
Yeah, I bought the starter pack, which is like, I think, $3.
That's how they get you.
Look, that was all I wanted. It was $3.
Yeah,
You warmed
Oh.
up your wallet. Now it's just open.
Oh, the game's free to play. I'll just give them, this thing's just $1. I have no problem giving them $1. And
Yeah, sure.
multiply that by 1 million people. It's
Uh,
just
it's
$1.
365 days later, you have
Yeah.
Dawkin numbers.
Dark Battle. I'll admit though, I was the same with Mass Effect 3. When they had loot boxes in that, I would only buy the equivalent of what I would pay for DLC. So
Well, yeah, but you didn't actually have to.
no, you
buy
didn't
them.
have to
You
do.
could use the in-game points.
Yeah, you can level up to get them for free as well, and you can use the crafting materials in the game as well. So you don't have
Right.
to buy them.
Right. Well,
But-
same thing as Dead Space
Yeah.
3.
But I'd already put like 10 hours in the game. I thought, you know what, they deserve £3.
I did that too, but I got the platinum and I was done.
I love Dead Space 3, if I'm honest. It's probably one of my favourite Dead Spaces. Come at me, everyone. I'll fight you all.
Okay.
We need to
I'm
talk.
not gonna.
I mean,
it's not my
it
favorite.
has snow, so it's a 10 out of 10.
Hey, look
It has
at it this
weird
way.
raptors.
It was like Lost Planet, except good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But-
as much as everyone hated on the co-op, I actually liked the fact that the other player had a different experience sometimes than the
Yeah.
main player. I
thought
like
that
was
scene-
pretty entertaining.
Well, there was that scene where you had to go in all these boxes, like for one were just like toy boxes, and the other person
Yeah.
was dead people.
Corpses and
Yeah.
see that's a pretty interesting take on the themes of like the first two games where
Yeah.
Isaac is slowly going insane and he sees his dead wife who's telling him to do things of questionable benefit to his body and soul. And then-
capitalism, right?
Right. And I mean, I was really into that model. And granted, they kind of shoehorned in the whole co-op aspect of it, and it didn't really fit. But
no. If they'd
Aside
given it
from the
more
very, very
time,
ending-
I would have liked it.
yes, yeah. Aside from the very ending, though, like the whole opening sequence where like all the zero-G locations and you're in space zipping from place to place with the open world sort of hub and spoke idea, that was fantastic. Like that was great. And then when they went down to the planet, it was still okay because it was still kind of creepy, and you had the snow and the temperature effects you had to work through. And then after that, where it became kind of just a bro shooter, that's where it just kind of lost a lot of the Dead Space charm. But
Yeah.
that said, it was still a good game. It was just the worst Dead Space game.
Mm-hmm.
I also remember
I-
the elevator scene. It was funny. My mate's like, "What's going on?" As I'm screaming down the elevator, it's like there's like a jump scare, but only I saw the jump scare. Yeah, basically a face comes right out of the elevator, and it's like only on the co-op person's screen. So yeah,
Fantastic.
well, it's like it's like, don't you see that face? He's like, what face? What? Ah!
See, I wish more games would take advantage of that.
That's a great idea. Like
It
it
is.
makes you feel like the person you're talking to is kind of going insane, and you're not.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
you're-
which is perfect for me.
Picture if there was a mechanic attached to it, something like The Thing, where one person was actually different and trying to fit in, and so they had to not react to certain things or not give certain information away. There could be a whole mechanic based on that.
That would be
Oh
cool.
my god!
God, a life
That would be
simulator.
so
Let's play
amazing.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my god! We already are.
I want to pay $60 to go outside.
Oh, so you live in
Send your
England
check-
too?
Yeah. You have to spend DLC and a season pass if you want to traverse the outside world.
Yeah, if you want to get your driver's license.
You so you too live in England.
It's real life. See, it's real life, man.
Real life is DLC.
That's what I love about games these days, where you can buy the booster pack so you get more experience, or you buy a bunch of equipment so you don't have to buy do the stuff in the game. Like back in my day, you used to buy the game to play the game and not pay additional money to not play the game. Couldn't you just like not play the game, not buy the game at all, and save all of that money?
I don't know. Back in my day,
when I was your age,
I also see the benefits of it in a way. I know this is going to get a bit controversial, but I also see especially for multiplayer-based games, for those that do work more often, because those that work will have the money to buy it, while those that don't work will be having the time to actually grind more than their friends. So I could
that's
see
just Stockholm syndrome setting in.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, thank you, EA, for saving me time and effort on this treadmill that you've so lovingly crafted for me to run on.
It's so true.
Yeah.
But yeah, Apex Legends.
Go download it now. It's free on PlayStation 4. Also, remember, if you play on PS4, you can also get your free PS Plus pack, which includes a couple of skins and a banner and some other stuff for free. Of course, you need PS Plus.
But it's developed by Respawn Entertainment. It's I guess a spin-off from Titanfall.
Yeah.
No Titans this time, just humans. A lot of base Titanfall mechanics are missing though. No wall running this time. Yeah, no jetpacks.
Yeah.
So
I feel like wall running would be cool.
I personally haven't played it myself yet because I'm playing something else that's more important.
Yeah.
Cough.
But not knocking on Apex. I do want to play because I think Titanfall 2 is the greatest first-person shooter of this generation.
It really is.
But you guys have played it. Tell me, like, what makes it feel like a Titanfall game in a battle royale setting?
Who's played it?
You and Tim. I don't know. Jack, have you played it?
I have not. No.
Okay. Tim, do you want to answer this?
I've played 2 rounds.
Okay. I don't know
helpful.
I don't know how it feels like a Titanfall game. To me, it feels more like a hero battle royale game, because each hero feels unique with their abilities. You know, you've got Lifeline's ability to cool down reinforcements.
So kind of like Overwatch characters.
Yeah, basically Overwatch characters. Okay. The muscly guy, I can't remember his name, Galbranta or something like that. He seems like the most overpowered out of all of them, because if you zoom in with his weapon, you gain a shield, but you can also place down a shield. So I do enjoy playing him as actually more of a support than an actual tank, because I will run if someone goes down, you can pick them up, and also unlike other battle royale games, if someone dies completely, you can actually you got a minute to actually get to their corpse. And then you can pick up a banner, and then you can carry that banner to a revive machine and bring them back to life. So,
nice.
Even if you get knocked out completely, you've still got a minute to be revived by a teammate. So,
and what sets this apart is this battle royal is squad based.
Yeah,
right?
it's a free
squad of 3.
Yeah, squad of 3.
Yeah, why not 4? I never understood why it's always 3.
I feel like they tested 4 because there's enough spaces for 4 players, but it seems I think they felt it was more balanced with 3 players, because with 4 you could have
comfortable for Destiny players coming in.
That's true.
Ooh, sick.
So essentially, what sets this battle royale apart from like Fortnite, where you can build structures and stuff, is
it's the abilities and the ability to revive.
The abilities.
Yeah, you got abilities and the ability to revive as well, because you can't do that in Fortnite. So, but there's also some weird monsters out in the ocean, so I hope they get played in at some point.
There are weird ocean monsters?
Yeah, there's weird ocean monsters. When you're landing, you can see them in the distance. So,
maybe there'll be an underwater expansion.
No, I feel like they're going, because they're they're in the water, they're not underwater. They're like dinosaur-looking things. You can't see because they're like not textured. They're just in the background. I feel like eventually they're going to wander onto the island. And like you know how Fortnite has its events.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Apex Legends, if it's going to have events, it's going to involve these weird dinosaur sea creature things, which will be cool.
I wonder if their success has anything to do with the fact that their executive producer said that EA had no hand in the game whatsoever.
You can feel it as well. The only thing that feels EA-ish is all the microtransactions, because you got your loot boxes, you got your buy your skins, you got your weekly, daily things. They've thrown all the different microtransactions at one page. It's
Great.
not, yeah, because you got your daily microtransactions, you got your weekly microtransactions, you got your loot boxes. The only thing you're missing is your battle pass. It literally is a copy of Fortnite's page.
And yet I still don't believe that statement.
What's the EA not touching it?
Yeah.
I
mean, you're not gonna go out and make a statement against your employer, are you?
I don't know. Remember that guy that did what was that? That prison game.
No Way Out.
Yeah.
A Way Out.
A Way Out. Excuse me. No Way Out's the movie.
A Way Out. Where he comes
like, fuck EA.
Yeah. And then he finds out. Then he's like, EA's published. Oh yeah, EA is best. Fuck the Oscars.
Can't believe that Jeff Keighley let him talk first the following year.
I know. I thought he'd be banned.
Why? He's online. It's not like it's on national television.
I don't know. He was super popular.
Yeah, I know. I felt like, I don't know. Jeff Keighley might not have liked it, but who cares? It's Jeff Keighley. Just throw some Doritos at him. He'll be okay. But you know what doesn't have microtransactions and it's getting remastered for PS4? Supposedly in 2019. I don't know if it's PS4 or not. We just know consoles. Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate and Planescape, yes.
Yeah.
I'm more excited for Planescape than for Baldur's Gate.
And Icewind Dale and Neverwinter.
Indeed. Yeah, all of the good games.
Except for Dark Alliance.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate 2, Baldur's Gate The Siege of Dragonspear, Icewind Dale, Neverwinter Nights, and Planescape Torment. There'll be playable maybe PAX East, which is March 28th to the 31st.
I'm wondering to myself as I hear this news if Neverwinter Nights is going to have its level editor and campaign editor.
Probably not.
Maybe. We've got hard drives now.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but I can't see them. Well, I mean, it really depends, like, what their process is going to be. They're not building it up from scratch. They might hack parts of it out. I mean, who knows? They might just leave it in.
The only problem with leaving it in is how they're going to have distribution methods to, so you could make it, but how would you share it with people?
I mean, they couldn't. I don't know for a fact, but wasn't the original version just done with their existing assets? There weren't any custom sounds or...
Yeah, everything was from whatever was in the game. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, as long as they have a server up, they can do that. If they want to.
I guess if it's all made by the game, maybe they could have like a code system as well, where you write down a code or give a QR, and then it generates it as well. Maybe.
Could be. And I imagine that what the actual, like the code that creates the levels versus all of the assets required that would be part of the game would be a relatively small file in comparison.
I think it'd be cool on consoles.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it because I've never really played the previous one, so...
Yeah, so is this all coming separately, or is this going to be like a big collection pack?
I think it's going to be a collection pack.
I don't know about that. I mean, they just went to all the trouble of remastering Planescape Torment. I would think that they would, at the very least, bundle like the Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale ones together, and then have Planescape all on its own.
So these are just re-released. They're not remakes or anything, right?
I don't think so.
They're enhanced editions. So.
Okay, remasters then.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess we'll see what happens. I'm excited because I love those games.
Yeah.
Back in the day, especially Neverwinter Nights.
And Dark Alliance.
Dark Alliance. I love Dark Alliance, man.
There's a game that should not only not be remastered, it never should have been mastered in the first place.
Man, why do you hate me?
It's Bioshock.
Because you like Dark Alliance.
Thanks.
It was the closest explanation at hand.
That's fine. I'll take it.
Hey, Monster Hunter movie release date is set for 2020. Yay.
Yeah, no.
What are our feelings about this?
Why isn't this straight to DVD? If even that, I don't even want it straight to DVD. It should be straight to video on demand.
I thought you were going to say straight to VHS. I'm like, Gary, come on. I want it straight to
What,
Betamax.
the five purists of VHS can have their fun with it.
I want mine on Betamax.
Dude, Betamax is kind of baller.
And I want the audio on Laserdisc.
Wow. We can't get you like a CD plus G disc or something first?
Nope.
I want it on UMDs.
Oh, there you go. Dust off your Philips CDI.
It's all
All
done
right.
by...
Yeah, this is just I don't understand the movie. Like, it's in modern time. They're in a desert with machine guns. How is this Monster Hunter in any way?
It's supposed to be like the whole fish out of water thing. Like Mia Jovovich and her modern military unit gets slipped through some kind of portal and lands in the Monster Hunter world. So
I really hope the
they're
movie's
bringing-
just them going out on the same mission over and over again, trying to farm parts.
It's an isekai.
It's an
But I
hour
mean-
and a half of them going out and killing the jaguars.
just struggling to farm for the 0.1% drop loot.
And then they get it, and then the movie ends.
Dude, that's a struggle, man.
It's just, this is the most ridiculous thing. Like, of all the franchises to get a movie, Monster Hunter, like,
Battleship.
it doesn't even have
Monopoly.
really a story of Battleship. Oh, man.
Remember Monopoly's
But-
getting a movie?
No, I'm talking about like all the video game licenses that are
Tetris.
out there that technically are in development for movies, and we haven't heard a
Well-
damn thing about any of them. But yet, Monster Hunter is the fastest freaking video game movie created I've ever seen.
Well, here's the thing. I think we've seen through years and years of Resident Evil being
Ew.
mangled by their movie franchises because they make millions and millions of dollars each and every time. Capcom fundamentally doesn't give a fuck.
No. I
so
just wish they'd made
Great
a Mega
cash
Man.
grab, huh?
Wish they'd made
Yeah.
a Mega Man one instead, though.
Considering how many
Okay.
times they
They
remaster.
can butcher Mega Man did?
You
Well,
know.
wait, they don't need any help with that.
No, they don't.
I want Devil May Cry animate on the big screen.
No, you don't.
I do.
No.
They still need to fix the ending of 2.
But
They need to
by the
fix
way,
two.
I changed the subject quickly. Haven't they changed the timeline now? Because before
They're-
2 was at the end, now 2 is before 4. I mean, that makes sense
What?
by maths, but
What?
yeah,
No, what? No, when did they change the timeline?
just just recently.
Oh, no. There's no.
Yeah.
No.
They now say that
What?
2 is before 4, which, to be fair, that makes sense because, 2 is lower than 4, but...
Oh my god.
but yeah, it used to be, what was it? 3, 1, 4, 2. Now it's 3, 1, 2, 4.
Is Capcom being like getting their franchises numbered by like Square Enix or what?
No, Kingdom Hearts. Specifically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no Devil May Cry 3.5 pied by
Over
5.
10.
No, it's still 2, man.
Are you sure? Because I read
2 is the
recently.
end. As of 6 months ago, 2 is still the last game.
I think that's going to be for all time. Since how the hell do you go? How the hell do you carry on from the end of 2? Like, There's
you
just
don't.
no way.
You just go to a better version, which is the reboot.
yeah, they just exactly reboot the whole thing. Try it again. Give it a miss.
Thank you, Ninja Theory.
Yeah, the big change of Devil May Cry. Yeah, 4 days ago. Capcom TV stream. Yeah.
I
Whatever.
hate everything. I hate you, Capcom. I don't hate you. I still love you.
By the way, has anyone actually tried the Devil May Cry 5 demo? Yeah.
I have played the demo multiple times now.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, what are your thoughts? Because I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, man. First off, I do want to say the RE engine that they're using is still amazing, even in this game. Like, I thought it'd specifically be made for, you know, a type of a Resident Evil slower-paced game, but still an amazing engine. They're really utilizing that engine as best they could. As far as the game, I feel like it's a little bit slower than past Devil May Cry's.
I don't know, man. The first one's really fucking slow.
The first one...
Yeah, the first one was really slow. But that was technically Resident Evil 4, so...
Yeah, but yeah, like compared to DMC and Devil May Cry 4 and even 3, it feels a lot slower. Like Nero just doesn't really move as fast. The combos animations look like they take a little bit longer, but it's still super fun. Like I went into it and I knew exactly what the button presses were to do all the combos. Like that to me was still really fun, really great. I love the kind of the Devil Bringer mechanic they have in place now with the arm, where he has 4 different arms. And, you know, they pretty much work like collectibles now, or not collectibles, like ammo you pick up, and you can switch them around, and you can make some crazy ass combos that I've seen people do online with these arms. But
I can't wait till we can get the Mega Man arm.
See what that does. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed that mechanic. The level design, the monster design in particular is very well done. The Goliath boss that you fight at the end was actually really cool looking. Really enjoyed the design of that monster. But
no, by the way, when you get the Mega Man arm, there's actually a little mini game that plays a bit like the Mega Man, but with Devil May Cry.
Oh my god, amazing! I want it. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I still think DMC's better.
It's a highly underrated game.
But this is just the demo, so we'll see how the main campaign plays out. They have 3 campaigns. I don't know if it's separate or if it just switches you over to a different character like it did in 4. But yeah, no, I'm a little more excited. Nero is still not my favorite character. He looks like fucking Cody Rhodes now.
I have something to say about that.
I'm not a fan of the way the co-op system works as well.
There's co-op?
Yeah.
Co-op?
Yeah, they announced co-op. Yeah, there is co-op in the game.
How does the co-op work?
Basically, if I'm rightly, there's like ghosts that can appear when you're fighting certain bosses. But yeah, they're actually different player people that have jumped into your game.
Like
Demon Souls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's only for specific areas, if I'm rightly, where all 3 characters are going to be there.
Yeah, just like Demon Souls.
But you can't be hollowed. You have to make sure to regain your humanity.
But if you turn the feature off, then you still have the dev team appear instead. So you'll have AI versions by the dev team.
I'd rather have badass combos being done than, you know, crappy ones.
Which way are you going with that argument, Gary? I don't know if you're touting the AI or players.
No, if it's the dev team AI, they're going to be pulling off shit that I've probably never seen. I'm like, damn, I can learn from that.
But it's AI.
Not learn how to do that. But it's their...
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's like a ghost system. It's like a ghost system that you have in like Tekken online, where you fight the ghost of the character sometimes. Yeah. But no, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I still think DMC is better. But again, this is just a demo.
Yeah.
So I'm more excited. I do want to say that I don't understand why DMC's Dante got so much hate when Nero literally acts exactly like him and gets the same love.
I think you just answered your own question.
I was going to say, it's mainly
it's
because
just Nero?
Yeah.
This is a different character?
It's a different character. It's not the same character.
Nero now looks exactly like Dante from DMC.
He kind of does, yeah.
Somebody's a sore loser.
Dino. He is the Dino. Dante in name only.
But yeah, that stuff just really bothered me so much. It's like nothing has changed. Have you played Devil May Cry 3? His attitude is exactly the same. But yet, no, it's because they changed his look. That's all it was. It's all it ever will be.
It's all,
but yes,
like all the hate that Call of Duty Infinite Warfare got just because it had the temerity to put David Bowie over the trailer.
Which is the best because David Bowie's amazing, and they should hate themselves for not liking it.
This is absolutely true.
By the way, I put the link in the general about the whole Devil May Cry thing for you, Gary.
Oh, thanks. I'm so happy. But yes, those are my thoughts on the demo that I played.
Nice.
Tim, you had thoughts.
Oh, the demo that I played was the same one that you played. And
it was.
Sometimes it feels like we played different demos every time we talk about it.
You know, that's a thing, because I don't see what you see. And
yeah, see, there you go.
Well, no, I agree quite a bit with a few of those points.
Yeah.
The slowness is not really necessarily a problem for me, but if it were more complicated or engaging, then the pace would be fine. I mean, and I say complicated because like there were so many times where enemies would just kind of like walk up to me and just stand there.
Yeah, super easy demo. Like they just did not do outside of the Goliath boss fight. I didn't take any damage in that demo.
I'm going to tell you now, the demo is probably based off an event, so chances are it's still got the event difficulty, and they always you always decrease the difficulty scale even on the hardest mode for events because you want to make sure the players get through it as fast as possible.
No, I would hope so.
Alternately, it just means their AI is just broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you had the first area where everybody just stood there, and then the next area where everybody tried to cram inside you at the same time.
Oh my!
And then
that was your favorite part, Tim, right?
Well, I didn't leave that area, but then the boss just kind of stands there and hits you with these super slow attacks, and it's not balanced. And I don't know where your argument fits into that general like tactic for demos, but it just doesn't make much sense. And if they were going to be ripping off anything from Demon Souls, Dark Souls, it should be good AI. And the thing about in comparing these two, you have a screen full of enemies on Devil May Cry 5.
Dragons May Cry.
I didn't care about what they were doing because they were just pushovers and they stood there. There could be one enemy on a Dark Souls screen and it would have my entire attention. Yeah. Because of the things that it could do. And slow pacing is not a problem. It's complication and tactics. When those things are part of the gameplay, that means the game becomes important as opposed to just a button mash pushover. And that's where Devil May Cry 5 is going. And they're ripping all these things from these different IPs and these different entities and even things that were better than theirs with the same name. And they can't do it properly. And I worry about what they're planning on doing with this franchise going forward, whether it's going to be like a Resident Evil movie compilation.
I don't think we'll see another Devil May Cry after this for a long time because spoilers.
Unless it sells more than 50,000.
No, spoilers. The guy who made Devil May Cry.
Yes, the greatest news ever.
Before we go to the good news, though, I also got to give one more worry about Devil May Cry 5. It's the fact that it has microtransactions. The fact that you can buy red orbs with real money.
Well, you could do that in the remaster version of Devil May Cry 4. Yeah. A lot of people just never went back and...
Yeah.
But Tim, on the difficulty note, I just wanted to say, I don't know if you remember playing it or not, but Devil May Cry 3 was freaking hard as a game. And
Devil May Cry 3 is my favorite for that reason.
And they had to release an easier version. They had to release an easier version to, because people complained it was too hard. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wussies.
You have an easier option, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you already have a formula that was great. And if you want to have it accessible, include that. Don't just neuter the whole thing.
Just remember when Ninja Gaiden would insult you for changing to easy mode. I remember that. Instead
of expanding your grouping of players, you're just accommodating the loudest.
Offer people a chicken hat.
Oh my god, there we go. Never mind, I'm good.
Anyway, the good news.
You had me.
Once Devil May Cry 5 has been released, he's talking about possibly making Dragon's Dogma 2.
Now, here's the thing. I'm like, did I just miss the boat on Dragon's Dogma? Because I was in the beta way back in the day, and it absolutely turned me off of the game entirely. I canceled my pre-book. I never went back to it. I know that I've got it on PS Plus at some point for, I think it was the PS4 version, but I've never actually gone back and played it. Have I missed something?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. It was
Well,
a
if you
good
missed
game.
a lot
It was just
definitively.
unbaked. It was undercooked. I feel like
missed
if
a
they,
lot of really fun potential.
yeah,
Well, yeah, potential is something that I have in spades. I would like some actualization. Because I played a lot of White Knight Chronicles because I know that level 5 makes good games. Or at least I did know that until White Knight Chronicles.
then you bought White Knight Chronicles 2 and realised that's pretty much just White Knight Chronicles 1.
Oh, I didn't buy White Knight Chronicles 2, no.
I bought 1 and 2. I was disappointed.
Well, I mean, I was a huge fan of their previous games like Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2 and Rogue Galaxy was amazing.
I would have liked a Dark Cloud 3.
I absolutely still would like that. But they're
But
busy
not from
making money with Professor Layton and whatnot.
They are.
But not from level 5.
I absolutely loved Dragon's Dogma.
He
Okay.
sure did.
I loved the mechanic of being able to climb up these giant monsters and stab them in particular parts of their body, like stabbing the Cyclops in the eye, or fighting a griffin and it takes off flying and you're in the air. You're like, oh shit! If I let go, I'm gonna fall and die. So I gotta start chopping at its wing for it to crash down instead. Like it's these cool mechanics that I wish like games like Monster Hunter would have. Like allowing me to climb up on monsters that way and, hold on.
Monster Hunter.
But you can't really... It's not the same thing, though, Tim.
You
That'll-
You can climb them, can't you?
You can't grab onto them openly,
No.
but you have chances to proc and you can create your chances. It's all RNG, but you can break the things in your favor.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
to me, it just doesn't feel the same as it does in Dragon's Dogma.
No.
Where you and your group of 3 other adventurers and you're taking on monsters that are 4 times your size, and it's fun to have them set up these traps. And what's cool, what made Dragon's Dogma so fun is your AI would learn on the fly pretty much of what to do. Like if you discover a weakness, like say this monster is weak to ice, your AI would start to learn that ice is what hurts these monsters, and it will start using ice magic or ice weapons if they have them, or spells or skills to damage them even faster, to take them out. And it's also kind of like in the bestiary in a way, which kind of, I guess, happens in the background. But like once you fight a monster for the first time, you don't really know its weaknesses or anything. But the second time you fight it, your party would already know what to do to take it out. Like if you have a warrior on your team, he would know to climb up and start chopping down a griffin's wings so it wouldn't be able to fly anymore. It's things like that that made it, I think, so unique. And it's stuff that I personally haven't really seen done in the same way since.
Interesting.
I
mean,
think
that-
what made it so much better, though, is like an online actual presence instead of just using images of other characters.
And it's true that part did kind of bother me, that I couldn't play with my friends. I had to use a ghost character of my friend instead.
Ironically,
But-
that would have been a good like the implementation they had in White Knight Chronicles. The online gameplay was the best part of that game.
That
if they
was so
learned
much
from
fun.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause that was one of the things that really kind of turned me off of Dragon's Dogma, was the not actual multiplayer.
Yeah, and they released Dragon's Dogma online, and if you have a Japanese account, you can play it. It's a Dragon's Dogma, pretty much online multiplayer MMO game. Haven't released it in North America. It still gets updates. People are still playing it, but it's there. It exists, so they can do it. Maybe now, if he does decide to do Dragon's Dogma 2, hopefully they will implement a full-on multiplayer.
I
But
would think they would try at this point.
yeah,
It'd be nice
they would
to
have
all
to.
the options too. Like,
But yeah, like,
there were plenty of people that liked the images, and if there's a point where they have to shut down servers or limit servers, it would be a good option for late game. You know, like people who want to pick it up late, or just want to play on their own.
The images would be a good
still
idea to keep as a feature for offline play, but it would be nice to have online.
I'd like to see more studios embrace the concept of either dedicated servers or peer-to-peer servers, like what they had with Warhawk, where today there are still Warhawk servers because some idiot is running his PS3 as a dedicated server and playing with all of his friends.
Yeah, because they shut those servers down.
I know, but Warhawk was amazing.
Warhawk was amazing. I had so much fun with
I want
Warhawk.
Warhawk remastered, and I'm not talking about Starhawk. I want Warhawk.
I want the original Warhawk remastered with all the full motion video and flying through pyramids. I was a huge fan of that, man. I was pretty gutted when they decided to remove the single player from Warhawk, but it was still fun.
Remember the ray tracing clouds that they were promoting? I think it was ray traced clouds that they were like, oh my god, look at our amazing clouds. Each cloud is unique.
Uniquely 5 polygons.
Yeah, but these polygons are on top of each other this time.
Ooh.
Naughty.
PS5 now with 10 polygons.
Oh, shit.
Not all at once, though.
No,
No,
all at once. All at once.
that's too many polygons for any man to handle.
I have one mode.
Polygon mode.
All at once.
But yeah, no, yeah. Dragon's Dogma. I'm super excited by this news. I hope he does do a second one, because a lot of people want it. Like you said, Jack.
Yeah.
People keep talking about it, but it's like, why are they talking about it? It's coming out on Switch, and I'm super excited to play it on the Switch now. I really am.
That'd be really cool because the Switch, for all of my... I've slagged the Switch a lot over the years, and I own one, just so people know. It's not just, throwing bricks at glass houses, but with their lack of their virtual console, their terrible chat functionality that you have to use a phone externally, all of their ridiculously expensive ridiculously expensive proprietary peripherals, things like that, all terrible ideas. But the fact that they can do local ad hoc wireless LAN gameplay is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a fantastic idea, especially for a company like Nintendo that has games like Mario Kart and that sort of thing, where you can just sit in a circle and have local wireless gameplay multiplayer. That's amazing.
Yeah, wherever you want.
Yeah.
It really is great. Yeah, I love those features. But Dragon's Dogma is also a very hard game. Tim, if you like your hard games, that game...
I do.
That game will kick your ass, dude.
Dude,
like, you gotta be careful.
Twice for PSU.
Twice?
Yeah.
Man.
PS3 and PS4.
I'm sad now. Yes.
What did you rate it, Tim?
Who's the layman now, bitch?
I'm terrible. See, this is the research I do.
What rating did you give it, Tim? Do you remember?
8.
That's decent.
I think I give it 8.5 on PS3.
That's not bad.
Higher on PS3 than PS4?
Well, I mean, it was a more original idea when it came out.
I was going to say, when it first came out, there wasn't really many things that did it, so...
I know that White Knight Chronicles didn't.
And you get the Dark Arisen expansion too, right? With the PS4 one, which was awesome because you can fight death in that one, and that's the only monster in that game that I never killed because he can one-shot your entire party whenever he wants. Yeah. It's random. You can't even avoid it.
The monster is called Death, so
yeah. No, he's got a scythe and everything. It was great. Like, you literally did not know because it's random. He can kill you all right there at the start of the fight, or you can actually try to kill him before he does the move.
Wow, that sounds like a fun time.
That sure does sound like some good mechanics.
That sounds like the opposite of what I had to do for 20 hours in Final Fantasy 13.
Oh my God.
You mean it sounds fun?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a corridor.
No, farming turtles.
Oh yeah, the turtles.
That Final Fantasy 13 was such a goddamn grind.
It really was.
Platinum.
Yeah, same here.
I didn't platinum it, but I had an SD TV at the time, and the text was so small. I think I went blind trying to read it.
It was a bit of a grudge by the end, so I kind of went with it.
You know, we're going to go full circle back to EA, because I just remembered that EA might be bringing EA Access to PlayStation 4.
Yay?
EA
Is that
Access.
good?
No, that was me saying yay,
Yeah.
not questioning your pronunciation.
Interesting move for them and Sony,
Yeah.
because this month we also just saw the first EA games come to PlayStation Now as well.
I'm sure that's not a coincidence either.
So it must have been some sort of deal that they had where the games will appear on both.
Like I say, I feel like it's going to be like a bundle of the two, rather than having a separate service for EA Access. Now, whether EA Access is going to charge any extra for the trials, I don't know.
Well, they'll probably do the same thing as Xbox, because they have that discount component where you buy games. It's like 5% off or $5 off or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, remember,
if you buy it digitally.
Remember EA Access, they have a 50, I think it's 12 or 15-hour trial to most games a week before release.
Right. There's that. There's the library, and then there's the discount on some of the earlier games. Or not the earlier games. All the brand new games, if you buy them digitally, you get like $5 off them.
Nice.
So this whole thing is a great deal for EA. And I've ranted about EA Access as a terrible deal for gamers, unless you are the type of person that buys every EA game, buys them new, and never trades things in. This is a terrible idea. Because
either that, or you're the type of person that likes to buy it, play it, and then not play it again. So you could play a month. You could wait until like a couple of EA games are out that you want to buy, pay for the month, play them, and then cancel.
Yeah, but you get your 15 hours, right? Yeah. But it's not going to get necessarily added to the library until like a year later or 2 years later, right?
Yeah.
What this does is it guts the used market, and personally I don't care. Fuck those guys and fuck GameStop. But it prevents people from
bankrupt.
No, I don't know what they're doing, but they're not selling anymore. But anyway, people can't trade their games in. So, because all of those games that are in the library get artificially depressed in price, because basically EA is giving them out for quote-unquote free. Yeah. If you're buying a new game, you get a discount if you buy it digitally, which means you can't trade it in. So that's also great for EA. And then you get your 15-hour demo ahead of time. Yeah. So once you have those gamer points or those trophies unlocked, you probably don't actually get them until you purchase that game.
Well, yeah, it'd be
so it gives you your first taste for free.
It'd be like it's like PS3 trials. Remember, you had the full game trials on PS Plus where you would get it'd be like ding trophy, and then you get trophy. See the trophy list, and it's not there because you've got to buy the game.
Yeah,
it's like if you buy the game, you'll unlock the trophy.
So I'm not a big fan of that particular quote unquote service.
Yeah. But what do you think of PS Now and Game Pass?
It was terrible. PS Now, it was terrible until they added the ability to download games. Yeah. The Xbox Game Pass, while I don't think it would exist in its current form if the Xbox One had a stronger library, I think is a fantastic idea. Because if you're a new game owner and they bundle in like a month of free Xbox Game Pass, you buy an Xbox One, you try out 100 games. You buy a PS4 and you get whatever the pack-in is. As a mom who doesn't know anything, or a dad who doesn't know anything about what their kid likes, it's easy math.
I feel
that's the way Xbox supports itself.
I feel like even if Xbox wasn't winning, Game Pass would be a good idea just because of all the amount of games that they have with loot boxes and microtransactions.
It is.
That even though they're not making money from the sale of the game, they're going to make it back in the whales.
Right. But if they had a stronger first-party library, they probably wouldn't be giving them out day of release on Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, God, no.
And they would have a different library.
That's why if anyone who comes up saying, "Oh, why doesn't Sony do it?" I'm like, well, Sony has so many more first-party titles. They don't need to.
Exactly.
What if Nintendo launches their own service?
What if Nintendo launches their old service?
Well, Nintendo just gave you the.
No, like their own service, like the old service. Like
Yeah, their old service. Like, how many times do I have to buy fucking Metroid before they just make it the same across your whole account?
Yeah.
Like I was expecting them to do with the Switch.
because you just answered your own question because you keep rebuying it.
It's just $1. I'll just give them $1. Everyone gives them $1.
Why can't I know this will piss off a lot of people, but hell, just do the virtual console as like a PS Now service where you pay a monthly fee and then you get everything.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's kind of what they're doing.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm talking
No,
about.
but instead of giving like 5 games, give everything.
Well,
I just want the fucking GameCube games, man.
That's not gonna
That's
happen.
all I want. It's so impossible to find a good GameCube that's not refurbished or messed up in some way, and then you
My
gotta find the
GameCube's just
damn
fine.
controllers.
I mean, I've got one.
You
here
want to send it to
in-
me?
I even
No.
have a bag of I even have a bag of composite cables. I think I have like 100 something of them.
How would
I
I
just-
play F-Zero X without it?
I just want to play Mario Sunshine again.
Yeah, my
By the way,
GameCube's on my
you're-
cupboard.
This is I want to make a shocking admission here that I discussed at length on the podcast, like the Digital Fiasco, like the live
Twitch.tv says
cast.
Digital Fiasco.
Digital_Fiasco, but thanks anyway,
No
Chili.
problem.
I have never played Mario 64. And it's not because I don't like Mario games. I do. I've played pretty much all of them at one point or another, but I've literally, for whatever reason, never played Mario 64.
Not even on the 3DS.
No.
Then go play Mario
Actually,
64.
I only have a DS. I only have a DS. I don't have a 3DS.
Do you want me to send you a 3DS?
I mean, sure.
Okay. I have 4
I
of them,
don't-
so
Why do you have 4 3DSs? What
because some of them are
possible
promo
twisted math?
ones.
What kind of backwards pageantry is this?
Because some of them
Okay.
are ones that I can't talk about.
Well, okay, that's fine, but I mean, ultimately, it's just going to go in my backlog with the other 1,000 games that I haven't played.
But yeah, Super Mario 64 DS was good. I enjoyed it.
I hear great things about Mario 64 in general, so at
Good
one
game.
point maybe I
You
will.
can throw penguins off a cliff. It's
Yeah.
the most messed up thing.
Well,
And fish move out of the way when you swim underwater.
oh
Yeah.
wow! I hear they use that AI mechanic for Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yeah.
Hey, until you can
2
pick up
gens
a
later.
penguin, unless you could pick up a penguin and kill someone with it, which is like my Yakuza standard, that's not really impressive enough.
I mean, that'd be cool, though, Mario going around killing Goombas with a fish and a penguin.
I agree.
Can we
Mario's
have that?
coming to
Can we have
Mortal
that Mario 128? Remember that when that was a thing? Everyone was like, "Oh my god, Mario 128 for the GameCube."
Logic.
Yeah. It's a sequel, so it has to. Well, to be fair, it makes sense that more people been calling it Mario 64 too. So
Oh man.
good.
Are you going to edit out all these awkward silences?
I probably will. I'm just waiting to see if Tim.
Moving
responds.
on.
I was just wondering. I don't know what your standard is, or
There's
if
no
you have any.
standard.
We have
no
standards.
Yeah.
Tim is our standard.
Of measurement.
Oh, I get it.
Tim hates Nintendo, so he doesn't like talking about it.
Oh,
My God, Gary. Oh my God.
you just call him out? You throw him under the bus for his hatred of Nintendo?
Okay, here's the thing with Gary. The moment I say anything negative about anything, that means that I am 100% against the existence of that thing.
I see.
So the moment I open my mouth, I might as well just fuck myself with my fist. Gary.
Well, that's one way to describe it, I suppose.
Video
Yeah.
games.
Video or it didn't happen.
Gary has a type, and it's
Fisting, apparently.
self-mutilation.
Hey, we don't kink shame here at Unchained.
Gary's kink is kink shaming.
Ben, we should also mention that Anthem is pretty much been confirmed as a next-gen game as well.
Why
know.
did fisting remind you of Anthem?
EA. I think it's EA mostly.
It's
Could
EA.
be. That makes sense.
It's usually where it ends up for Gary, so it's kind of whatever.
I'm just trying to get us back on track.
Yeah. Yeah. Back on track on that fisting.
Send your fan mail to 3fistsnowaiting@gmail.com.
You had that one on command quite quickly.
That
You
person that actually has that email is probably going to be confused. Because I'm
Why do I
sure
have
someone
this
has
weird
that
email
email.
now?
If he has that email, I imagine he's excited by it.
He's getting whatever he wants right now.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
best-
register right now.
Get a message about the podcast. He's like, what podcast? So yeah, Anthem is it's going to be compatible with PS5 and Xbox, whatever the hell it's going to be called.
Now, where is this information coming from, and what is the exact phrasing of the announcement?
So it's coming from Chad Robinson, who works at BioWare.
Okay.
And he pretty much said that your save file will carry over to next gen if there is going to be a next gen.
Which pretty much means there is going to be an extra.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't say that the file is going to transfer over unless you've already tested it with the new
Right.
hardware. So
Well, to be fair, they just the save is going to
To
be
be
stored
fair.
on their side, so it probably won't take much effort.
I imagine it's going to be largely the same as like the GTA 5 situation, which was cross-generation.
Yeah.
It'll be like probably an import process because I don't think they'll just keep it all on the same server.
Yeah. So we'll
yeah,
find out.
so
That'll be
it's
interesting.
pretty much. Well, I mean, there was the rumor that came out that it was always going to be a next gen game, and that they might even push, Anthem back for the release of next gen. Obviously, that's not happening. I think EA
No.
wants to get as much money out of it now as they can.
Oh, definitely. And then they'll just re-release it and squeeze
Yeah.
a new generation or double dip, essentially.
And at that point, you may as well just wait for the PS5 version, because hopefully all the shit it's going to launch with, all the problems, the glitches, the bugs, it's probably hopefully going to be fixed by the time the PS5 version.
Yeah, but chances are there's going to be content that gets released this year that won't get released on the PS5. Like seasonal events.
Well, there's going to be a lot of things that they talk about not coming to any other console that will a month later with the Anthem : subtitled edition.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know. Like, I'm talking like because they'll want people to buy it right away, so they'll probably do
Exactly.
like seasonal events that will never come back.
Oh, like I say, they'll say it's short term, and then next year when it comes out for PS5, all those elusive targets will be available again.
We'll see.
And it might be a launch title.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, if it's not a launch title, it'll be a launch window.
I strongly expect a lot of these AAA games from this year will also be cross-generational.
Yeah, like Last of Us 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Last of Us 2, definitely. Ghost of Tsushima seems like it is a good candidate for that as
Days
well.
Gone as well, maybe.
I don't think so, no.
Don't know.
I still don't know what to think of that yet. I'm getting a strong whiff of the order about it.
Oh, I'm super excited for it.
I hope it's good. I mean, it looks promising, but they're marketing it strangely.
It's a shame because by the way,
I don't even think they've started marketing on it yet. Have they? Like, they've pretty much just showed you what it was.
Well, that's kind of my point, right? It's out, what, a month from now?
Ghost of Tsushima?
No. Oh,
Days Gone.
no.
Oh,
Days Gone.
okay. Days Gone. April, yes. No, I got to play Days Gone back at E3 time.
Yeah, but no, Ghost of Tsushima, I'm still hard from the E3 trailer, so...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you were talking about. Sorry.
Yeah. There are doctors for that, dude.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Days Gone. I must admit, I'm looking forward to that.
Hopefully.
I want a good. I like the order though, so I felt ripped off because how short it was. But if it was, I don't know. I enjoyed the gameplay of it. What
The
little there
gameplay was the worst part of the order.
What little there was.
Well, I mean, the game was not bad, but
Yeah.
it was so basic
It really
for what it
was.
looked like and what the plot of it was. It was such a basic gameplay. Like, mechanically, it wasn't anything special, which is so disappointing.
Yeah, that very first trailer they released in the snow
Yeah.
Yeah.
looked way, way, way better than the actual game.
Yeah. I'd like them
That
to
game looks
eventually do
incredible, dude. What are you talking about?
which game?
The Order.
The Order.
I was talking
Yeah.
about,
Graphically, it looks incredible.
Well, compared to the trailer.
no, I was talking not just looks, but like the whole thing,
Mechanically,
perception.
Just like Anthem.
Yeah. Well, that was just a target render, though. That was an actual game.
Yeah, I always
mean, yeah,
find
hey,
people
dude,
attacking it. 'cause-
Go look at that first Killzone 2 trailer, dude. That looks like a PS4 game.
Hey, I got to tell you one thing. The original Killzone 2 trailer, I think the game looks better than it. I might be alone in that, but honestly.
The overall feel of the trailer was better, but I felt like the details in the actual game were better.
Yeah. I was a big fan of Killzone 2. Not so much of 3, really.
2 was
but
the better
2.
game.
Yeah.
2 had the
Oh,
better
okay.
multiplayer.
Here's a complete diversion, but a good litmus test. Who here has played Resistance,
I
the
have.
series?
I have.
Okay,
Yep,
have you
same.
played all of them?
Yes.
Yep.
I have.
Okay. Which was better, Resistance 2 or 3? Tim?
Tim's gone.
They were both flawed.
I'm sure they were both flawed, but which was better?
3 because of the recompense with co-op and the sweet fucking hammer.
Gary?
3.
Chili?
I'm gonna go with 2.
Okay. First of all, Tim and Gary, I'm deeply disappointed in both of you. You're killing me, Smalls.
Mm-mm.
2 was significantly better in terms of plot, which was really what I was focusing on in that game. 3 was just a hodgepodge of nonsense and last-minute additions, and I mean, the co-op was interesting, except for your friend that was always holding the camera in the cutscenes.
Yeah.
Aside from that, like,
Resident Evil 1 already had co-op. I mean, Resistance 1. Resistance 1 had better co-op, in my opinion.
yeah. The co-op was good. I mean, the game was good mechanically. I just had issues with the plot.
To me, 2 felt like multiplayer first, single player second. And
See, I got the exact opposite impression from 2 and 3.
By the way, I still have my closed alpha save for Resistance 3, just because I love the name of the save file. I don't know if any of you guys were in the closed alpha for Resistance 3.
I was
Nope.
not.
They, to try and make people not know that it was being released, they named the alpha a different title. So anytime you went on PlayStation 3 and loaded up online, it would say that you were playing Girl with a Stick. So the save file is Girl with a Stick, Resistance. So yeah.
I would have played Girl with a Stick.
I take that game. Yeah. Sounds like a great 3DS game.
So yeah,
Touchscreen.
also the alpha test for Little Big Planet was the save file was 5 gigabytes. So yeah, those are fun facts.
I'm so glad that didn't happen in the final release. Your hard drive would have been fucked.
Yeah.
You're just lucky I don't have my soundboard here, Chili.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Get the crickets noise going here.
Yeah.
I think the last big news is the looming layoffs that are coming probably tomorrow or Tuesday.
With Blizzard, right?
Yes, Activision Blizzard is reported to be laying off hundreds of employees in cost-cutting measures, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous, in my opinion.
Well, they must be in trouble if their first cost-cutting measure is getting rid of freaking what's the game? Why am I blanking on this?
God damn it. I don't know.
Destiny. Why am I blanking on
The
this?
Dota?
Bungie?
Bungie, yes. God damn it! Wow, brain fart. Yes, like that is not a. Okay, I can imagine that Destiny 2 may not have hit their targets, but they sold a lot of goddamn games.
They sure did.
And Destiny 2, I think, was a better game than the first one.
But neither
So-
Destiny 1 or Destiny 2 reached the amount of money that EA wanted.
Well, I imagine it reached all the money that EA wanted because it was released by Blizzard, Activision.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it didn't reach as much money as Activision wanted. Because...
EA, I would think, want them to make less money.
No, but Activision Blizzard, I really think Destiny didn't reach the sales they wanted, especially with how slow
No.
Bungie was to make content.
No, I'm sure. But when your yardstick is World of Warcraft, you know, it's really tough to live up to that.
That's true, but also
console.
when
Well,
you...
well, we should explain like the fact that they haven't even done anything for a sequel to World of Warcraft. Like they just keep
Yeah.
funding
Why-
that one.
Well, they tried, didn't they? They did announce like a sequel to World of Warcraft, and it got cancelled, and then it became Overwatch.
Well, Overwatch, yeah.
Yeah.
Titan.
Yeah.
Why compete against yourself? EA hasn't learned that yet.
Yeah. Square Enix hasn't done either when they announced another MMO and then running two MMOs at the same time. So,
But yeah, hundreds of layoffs. Obviously, Bungie probably people thought it was just
Yeah.
a one-off thing, but no, it's a lot worse, which is insane to even think about when you think of Activision, which is what the second biggest video game company in the world, behind EA.
Right.
And you look at it, and in my opinion, you see like, oh, Blizzard used to be this untouchable force. Like, you get a Blizzard game when they tell you it's ready. That's not even remotely the case anymore, is it?
No.
And whether that's Activision's fault or not.
I would say it's kind of the opposite. That Blizzard was operating as its own, like in its own time, and it really needed to be ramped up to what Activision expected. Not necessarily a yearly franchise, but
yeah,
a more regular release.
From what I heard, they slowly killed World of Warcraft themselves because of the fact that they didn't release content regularly enough. And some of the content they released was just not what the community wanted. And rather than fixing it, they also then took several months to... Well, there was content droughts for like a year at some point. You know. I'm going to bring it up again, but, you know.
But they also release raids that people can't even complete for a year.
Yeah.
Most people. So it's only, the highest rated players and the highest guilds that go in. Like, I think the latest expansion pack that released, only the same guild has beaten the raid like twice. Nobody else has beaten it yet. And
I mean,
like,
Final Fantasy has that, but they only have two that do that.
And that's kind of like the thing, in my opinion, with that kind of a game is like, if you're making content like that to keep people playing the game and ignore anything else that you're doing, like not producing more content because there's this content you haven't beaten yet, and you complain about not having content, that's just ridiculous. That's like releasing, any freaking video game, and the easy mode is actually, the nightmare mode.
See, with
and
14,
then you expect people to get through it.
With 14, people complained about the hard content not being hard enough, so they released like the super hard mode. But they said the fact that because of how much time and effort they have to do for the super hard modes, that there's only going to be 2 per expansion because there's not enough people that complete it. They'll add it, but they're not going to push it as main content. So...
See, I think the problem is that Blizzard essentially does World of Warcraft and World of Warcraft alone. It doesn't have any other products that are propping up its
Overwatch.
its bylines. Well, Overwatch. Okay, that's true. That is fair. Overwatch,
Hearthstone.
although it isn't as big as it used to be, like pre-PUBG / Fortnite.
And you got Hearthstone as well, remember?
I mean,
I don't know what that kind of money that makes.
Probably not as much because people complain so much about it becoming pay to win.
All right.
It started off okay, but then they just made it stupid. Yeah.
I was thinking that this is also kind of hurtful for Blizzard in particular, because here they are, they announced they're remaking essentially Warcraft 3, which is everybody's favorite. Obviously, the mobile Diablo game, at this point, you have to look at it, is specifically being designed to get money. Blizzard, they're obviously, if this is happening, they're not bringing in the money like they used to.
Yeah.
And a mobile game is unfortunately the best way to do that. Microtransactions.
Blizzard isn't making the mobile game.
No, but their name is still on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
but I'm just saying that they won't have to. It's not like they're going to be using their own resources on it. They can focus the resources on other things.
And like Diablo 4, we know it's in development, but at this point, what is Diablo 4 going to be if they're going to lose so many employees now? It's always.
Is it going to be
this? What was that?
When is it going to be more than where? Many employees, it's just going to push it back even more.
Probably, and this is also going to affect, obviously, Overwatch updates and tweaks and balances, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's going to affect a lot of stuff. What's going to happen to the 5 studios working on Call of Duty every
Blizzard
are those
will be the
studios
6.
going to get cut? Is Blizzard going to be reduced to Call of Duty as well?
Well, they're not EA. Not like they're going to grab Visceral and put them on Battlefield Hardline DLC, because that's a smart move.
What they also put onto the Destiny DLC? No, that's actually again the High Moon Studios was Destiny, wasn't it? If I'm rightly.
Yep, that's right.
High Moon Studios, yeah.
Yeah.
The guys who did the War for Cybertron games?
Yeah, if I'm rightly, they worked on the Destiny 2 multiplayer.
Oh, I thought that. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that's why people seem to not understand that. I actually more worried about Destiny now that it's split from Activision than when it was with Activision, because they had a couple of studios that Activision gave them so that to help carry the content load, like the multiplayer.
Think about it though. Like a lot of the milestones they failed to hit were largely due to having to restart development on the game.
Yeah.
I think maybe they were handed an extra studio in order to take something off of their plate per Activision Blizzard.
That's what I mean. And now that they won't have that luxury.
I don't know.
They also won't have demands either.
That's true.
Right.
Well, they'll still have the demands of having to make content for the players.
Well, yeah, but it's just the players they have to answer to, not both. They don't have to be between the players and the developers anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll see.
If you want to be a good company, you just bend to the players and not to the company, because the company's not going to be the one playing the game by any means.
Yeah. I can see you're still playing it. I saw you playing it yesterday, Tim.
Oh yeah, dude. I've been stupid lately in that. It's been nuts.
But yeah, no, this obviously is going to be a big blow.
Yeah.
Industry. Hundreds of jobs is a lot of jobs. There's already companies sending out, tweets and stuff like that. Hey, we're hiring, because this is pretty much going to happen. This isn't like a rumor. This is guaranteed to happen now, probably tomorrow or Tuesday at the latest.
Any wonder developers and individual programmers decide to go from huge studios into tiny indie studios after shit like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why Obsidian went indie. Obviously, they're not anymore. But Ninja Theory did the same thing.
And now they're both the opposite of that.
Exactly, and that's kind of where they think it's the better choice for them, and it is for their well-being and all that. But then they quickly realize the price of making games is just going up and up, and the return isn't there anymore unless you obviously have microtransactions, which is what's keeping a lot of these companies alive these days.
Which is sad, but
how much money they're making on microtransactions, especially mobile games.
They really need to. I know I'm going to get hate for this, but they really need to increase the base price of games.
I think they really need to deal with their executive sort of top heaviness in some of these companies.
Oh, yeah. And I do have a list here of how much the top executives of Activision Blizzard are making.
Yeah.
Or made since 2017. And it is absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not going to name their names.
Well,
So you have...
Google, you might as well.
Like Bobby Kotick.
Yeah. He made £10.
No, you have the chief executive officer, and he made over $26 million.
But
You have the CEO of King Entertainment, which is the guys who made Candy Crush and stuff like that. They're owned by Activision Blizzard as well. Made $14 million. They literally hired somebody last year for $11 million.
Wow.
And you look at and that's not even their base salary. That's just compensation. Their base salary is around 6 digits. That's it. Compared to what they're making at the end of the year from awards and all this other stuff.
They can hire me for $1 million. Well, I'll make games for them.
And you look at that and you're like, how the hell are you laying off hundreds of employees when you yourself single-handedly can give this compensation money and keep all these employees probably for 2 years?
So hang on a second. Are you telling me that an American company is exploiting its lower class workers, making them work long hours at exceedingly low pay, and then firing them because the top 1% of the company isn't getting a increasing revenue each and every year to disgusting and more disgusting levels?
I think the vernacular use nowadays is, quote, great.
I'm just going to go with, oh my God.
Yeah. It's absolutely disgusting. And this is why I'm always 100% for unions industry at this point.
Oh, we really
because when you look at shit like this, unions can be good and bad. There's both sides there. But when you're
corruption,
when you're seeing, top executives who literally just say, make this game, do this, do that, don't actually work on the game themselves, making 8 digits, 7 digits, that is ridiculous. And you're making, $20,000 a year.
Go do the thing, guys.
It's bullshit.
That's it.
Absolutely
I'm starting a religion.
Bullshit.
Starting a religion. Get tax exemption.
There you go. Hey,
follow my religion.
The guy who started Scientology said it's the fastest way to get rich.
Please don't give them ideas. I don't want to go into church to the cult of EA. And Dow shall be taken back round the back if Dow has not made enough money.
Yeah, this is just sad news through and through. I really feel bad for the employees that are going to get cut loose. I hope they land on their feet for sure.
All of this, the employees.
Yeah, because they're doing what they love, and they're not going to be able to do that because a few assholes got to get their bonuses, and fuck you if you don't.
You know what?
It's ridiculous.
That's how we're going to end this week's podcast.
Fuck you if you don't.
but before you do, Ben, I do want to mention it's very interesting to me. Again, this seems to happen almost every generation, where you see the big, North American companies like EA and Activision start to really lose money, and shit like this starts happening, and the Japanese companies come back on the rise again. Sega, Capcom, Sony, they're making all the right moves.
You know what?
And then it seems like the next gen that comes is going to be the opposite again. This seems to happen like a seesaw.
I would say actually that there's a new metric sort of in the mix. Like before, it was kind of a back and forth between East and West. Whereas this last generation, with the rise of certain indie studios and certain corporations that formed after, say, for example, THQ and Atari folded, THQ Nordic rebranded themselves as THQ and bought like however many franchises and are now like publishing basically everything in the EU. So
which is crazy.
Yeah.
EU's definitely on the rise. You got CD Projekt Red,
Yeah.
Definitely.
4A Games. Like
They're-
they're making all the right moves for sure too. Yeah.
for sure.
I feel like
maybe,
though we'll see the rise of indies again with the next gen for the first few years.
I don't know. It's starting to reach kind of critical mass. It's hard to filter out the signal from the noise sometimes on the
Sure.
stores.
It's turning into the Steam store.
It
Right.
really is. Life of Black Tiger.
And I'm not saying, don't make games because, you're following your dreams, but
Yeah.
there is a lot of bad shovelware.
Life of Black Tiger, anyone? Planet Holly. Planet 2000. Good games.
And
Yeah.
fuck them if they don't.
So we'll wrap up today's podcast with fuck them if they don't.
With depressing news, sorry.
It's fine. It's what they come here for. So yeah,
Depression?
No, that's why I exist.
we love you, Tim, and we love everyone that listens. Gary, you got any shout outs on how can they contact you?
Yeah, shout out to you guys. As always, shout out to Chris, who's not able to join us. Shout out to Alfonso, who is still, doing his thing right now. Shout out to you, Jack. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Jack.
Thank you
It's
for
been
having
fun. Yeah, for sure. Hope to have you on more often too. It's been fun.
Absolutely.
And you can reach me at Gaglalush on almost everything. That's GAGLAUSH.
Tim. Tim.
Shout outs, of course, shout outs to you guys, as always, because you guys are all just famdamly for me.
We love
And
you.
Jack, it's been great. I love a
Thank
good
you.
snark. I love a great snark. And a
Absolutely.
sensuality to voices. Fonzie, we miss you. It's been weird, Fonzie, without you. Like most of these days, Gary calls me and he's just crying. Like, where's Fonzie? I've been doing my best to keep him going, but we need you, Fonzie.
I can't do it anymore.
We need you, Fonzie.
You're,
You're our only
you're
hope.
Too great. You're too great.
I'm assuming you're not talking about Henry Winkler.
No, I'm not talking about the Winky. No.
Okay.
Not this
No,
time.
Alfonso is a fan of our show. He's been a fan since
The
Derailed,
start,
wasn't it?
Thousands of years ago.
Yeah,
Sure.
before we became Unchained, when it was called
Yeah.
Derailed, which was hosted by Mike
That seems more
Harrodans
apt.
and Don. So, and then we dropped the Derailed and went to Unchained. So, yeah.
Okay.
Jack, have you got any shout outs and where can they find you and where are you from?
Well, you can
Where
check
you're
us
from?
I'm from the land of healthcare.
The fabled land. No, of course, every week on Monday, Digital Fiasco Live, presented by PSU.com. You can check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/digital_fiasco. And watch us between 7 and 9 p.m. Central Time. Oh, pardon me, 8 and 10 p.m. Central Time on Mondays. That's our gaming show, and we have all kinds of live discussion. And I hope to start having you guys on Tuesdays with Four Jerks Yelling sometime very soon.
Yes.
I mean, we are jerks, so that works out.
Exactly.
You got this. You got this narrowed down.
Although I think some of us count as like 1.5.
Gary.
Yep. You know what? I love Bioshock. It's the greatest game of all time.
Oh, here we go. Save it for the stream.
Goodbye. I hate Bioshock. Screw you.
Don't waste all our best material. You already know
Bioshock
again.
is a great game. You have to love it, and fuck them if they don't.
Well, you know.
Dropping those 16 pumps before we even get started.
And Tim even gave you the idea of how to do it earlier in the podcast.
And I'm Chili, your host, I guess, for PlayStation Universe. Go check out PSU.com. Also, go check out Phoenix Down Radio, twitch.tv /Phoenix Down Radio, or Moogle Radio, twitch.tv /Moogle Radio. Also, check out Maelstrom Radio, twitch.tv /Maelstrom Radio. Also, check out She Heals I Tank at twitch.tv /She Heals I Tank. Shout out to everyone that's listening right now. Alfonso, we really do miss you. But seriously, thank you so much for joining us, Jack. It's been fun. Remember to go
Thank
check
you.
them out, twitch.tv /digital_fiasco. I
Isn't it
am.
impressive?
I'm your host, Chili, and until next week, I guess that's goodbye. Bye.
For external use only, void where prohibited by law. Most things may cause rashes if applied directly.
Most things, not everything.
Just
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Tim provides rashes.
I am a rash.
This is a rash.
That's a
Bye.
good rash, guys.